Okay, for today's lesson, we're doing Module 5, Lesson 24. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to say, I can express whole numbers as fractions and recognize equivalents with different units. The materials you'll need for today's lesson are the same as they have been. You will need your whiteboard supplies, or you can use paper pencil instead if you want to follow along with me. You will need your Lesson 24 problem set and homework if you have that from your workbook or by picking up a paper packet. If not, you can just use the link to complete it on Classkick. You also need a pencil if you're writing anything down, or a device to do the work online. On this first slide, it says we need to show how many halves are equal to one whole. To start that, we're going to have to put our one whole here in the middle. So I'm just going to do 1. There's my one whole. Now it's asking how many halves. Well, we know a half is 2 equal pieces. So what we want to do is make each of these circles one piece out of the 2 pieces. 1 out of 2. So this circle is worth 1/2 and this circle is worth 1/2. Okay? Now we can check our work by saying 1/2 plus 1/2. Okay? Now, when we're adding the fractions, the bottom number is the same. So we just add the top number, which is 1 plus 1. We have 2 pieces. The bottom number stays the same because it's still broken into 2 pieces. This number bond still has 2 equal parts, so that will not change. So if we add this part and this part together, we add 1/2 plus 1/2, which equals 2 halves. Now, if you notice, the top number and the bottom number are the same. When the top and bottom number are the same, so because both of the numbers are the same, we know that equals one whole. And here's how we know. I'm just going to draw an example over here. If I have one whole object, I break it into 2 pieces, so that's our 2 on bottom. Well, I have 2 pieces, so that's our number on top. The number on top is how much we have. The number on bottom is how many it's broken into. So if we have all of the pieces that it's broken into, we have one whole. So anytime the top number and the bottom number are the same, we know we have one whole object. Okay, let's take a look. Now it's saying, show how many fourths are equal to one whole. Well, we know fourths is really 4 equal pieces. And we can see that in our number bond over here because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal pieces. We know in this top one, we're going to put 1 or one whole. And now we're going to split that up. Each of these circles is one piece out of 4 equal pieces. So each of the circles will have 1/4. Now we're going to check our work by adding them together. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. Okay, because we have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the bottom number, remember, stays the same because it's broken into 4 equal pieces. That doesn't change. What does change is how many of them we have. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. And once again, our top number and our bottom number are the same, and that's how we know it equals one whole. Because we have 4 pieces, We have something broken into 4. We have all 4 of the pieces, therefore we have that one whole object. So this brings us to our next slide, and it's a picture of a number bond with some fractions in it. It says, is this number bond true? What you might notice is that down here, all of the parts are 1/4, which is just like what we did on the last slide. What's different is that in the middle, instead of saying 1 whole, it has 1/2 and 1/2. So what we need to do is we need to add these together and figure out if they are equal. So first I'm going to write our equation for the fourths. And it'll be just like what we did on the last slide. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. Okay, so we've added the 4/4 together. Remember, the bottom number stays the same because that's the number of pieces it's broken into. We just have to add the number on top. So we're adding 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, which equals 4. So this around the outside is equal to 4/4. Well, we know 4/4 is also equal to 1 whole because the top number and the bottom number are the same. So now I'm going to use a different color. We need to check and see, what does this equal? So you have 2 1/2 pieces, so we're going to need to add those together. 1/2 plus 1/2. And this is like what we did on the first slide. We know that the bottom stays the same because that's how many pieces it's broken into. The top number is 1 plus 1, which equals 2. Now we see the top and bottom number are the same, and we know that means that this equals 1 whole. So this equals 1 whole, and this equals 1 whole. So if both of the parts of the number bond equal 1 whole, is this number bond true? And the answer would be yes, because the big part is the same as all of its pieces. So because they are equal, they are the same, this number bond is true. That brings us now to the problem set. So this is my link here that I'm going to use. Your link is going to be this one here. In case you had not noticed, if you're ever having trouble getting in, these last 6 numbers or alphabet letters here at the end are the code. So after that login / this is the code. And you'll notice mine, when I click this, that RTD code is going to pop right into the class code spot for me, the RTD. Okay? So I'm just going to type my name. You'll type your first name, last initial. And remember, you do need to be watching these videos before you do the assessment or the assignment, because it'll be a lot easier to do the worksheet after you've learned what you're supposed to be doing. All right, number 1, complete the number bond as indicated by the fractional unit. So over here, it has an example. Here's the fractional unit, it says halves. So it wants you to complete the number bond. So they put 1/2, 1/2. Partition the number line into the given fractional unit and label the fractions. So then they took the number bond and they broke it into halves, and then they labeled it 0 out of 2, or 0 halves, 1/2, 2 halves. Then it says rename 0 and 1 as fractions of the given unit. So we have our 0 and our 1 down here, and we made sure to make 0 halves and 2 halves, which is the same as 1 whole. Then it says the first one is done for you. So that's the example of what you want yours to look like. So I made it a little bit easier because I already have kind of put together the number bonds and the number lines for you. You need to fill them in with the correct units. So first we have thirds, and there's 3 pieces. So each of the pieces is going to be 1 piece out of 3, or 1/3. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Remember, if you are behind at any point, because if you're doing a paper pencil worksheet, you're going to have to draw on the lines by yourself. You can always pause the video or rewind if you need to. So now let's look at the number bond. It said at the top that I need to rename 0 and 1 as fractions. So that means I need a fraction here for 0. So this would be 0 out of 3 parts. And then we would have 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, and 3 out of 3. So 0/3, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Essentially, I'm just counting up. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go to the next question. I just paused for a minute so I could add some of those little hash marks in on your worksheet. That might make it a little easier to match up which part of the line you're looking at. So with the thirds, we broke it into 1, 2, 3 pieces, and then we labeled each of those hash marks. All right, let's go ahead to fourths. You notice that I've already broken it into 4 pieces. So each of those pieces is 1 out of 4, which is 1/4. So I'm just going to label each piece 1/4. Now I'm going to do my number bond. I start here at the 0. I have 0 pieces out of 4, because if you look, this is broken into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So first is 0/4, then we just count up, keeping the bottom number the same. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. Okay, and you'll notice that 4/4 is the same as 1 whole because the bottom and the top number are the same. Just like on thirds, if the bottom and top number are the same, it equals 1 whole. Up here, top and bottom number are the same, it equals 1 whole. All right, the last one is fifths. I've already broken it into 5 pieces here for you in your number bond. I've also broken the number line into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal pieces, so you just need to do the labeling. So this is 1 piece out of 5, which is 1/5. 1 piece out of 5, which is 1/5. 1/5. 1/5. 1/5. So I needed 5 of those fifths to equal 1 whole. Over here on the number line, I start with 0 out of 5 and count up. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. And that is it for the problem set. Like I said, if you need to go over that again, you can always pause or rewind. What's important is that you click to the next page on Classkick, page 2 out of 2. This is going to be the homework page. This is what counts for a grade. So you'll see there's a little bit more to put in, but it's following the same concept. And actually this first question is the same as the last question we just did here. So that kind of gives you a little guidance to get through the rest of them. So remember, if they're fifths, we need 5 equal pieces, 5 equal pieces. 6 equal pieces, 6 equal pieces. Sevenths, 7 equal pieces, 7 equal pieces. And eighths, 8 equal pieces and 8 equal pieces. And I'm going to go back and add those lines in for you, the hash marks, so that it can all line up. So I'm going to go back to my slide. I'm going to start the 10-minute timer. And once your 10 minutes is up, take a 5-minute break, come back to it. If you still don't understand or have questions, then you just need to pop into my office hours or check in with me on your weekly homeroom meeting. Okay, that's it for today. So complete that homework on Classkick, and that is it for today.